Right. Now let's get on to our business for today. Okay. So this is part 1. I have a few parts that I have prepared. But the first one is common grammar mistakes. Okay. The first one would be, usually businesses, they would always get confused with subject-verb agreement. What is subject-verb agreement? What is a subject? What is a verb? What is an agreement? Ponder. Subject is the subject of the sentence. Verb is the action of the sentence. And agreement is that when they have to be aligned. For example, if my subject is the pronoun I, then the verb would have to be in plural or singular form. Plural, singular form?
Singular form.
Singular. Now, let's take a look of this verb here. Right. Okay. What is the singular form of right?
Right.
Right. What is the plural form?
Right.
Right. Now, if my subject is I, then which one do I have to use? We all know that I is singular, but then I is also special. Okay? Now, I, when you want to add this to the subject I, you actually cannot use the singular form because it is a special character, a special pronoun. So you have to use the plural form. I, right. Very good. Okay, now let's move on to more common pronouns. He. He, plural or singular?
Singular.
Singular, so we have to use
Singular.
the singular form of right, which is right. Okay, now the only thing now is sometimes in an organization we collaborate with other people. We work as a team. So that is what we call as a collective noun. Okay, so what is a collective noun? Very good. Okay, let's say we have 3 people working in a group. Okay, the first one is with a mustache, second one with a long hair, and third one is wearing a hat. Okay, now if they are working as a group, if let's say they have reached to a decision collectively, then we have to define, we have to categorize them as a collective noun, which means they have reached a unison agreement, an agreement without any other decisions or discussion. Okay, so meaning we are actually referring to them as a whole, meaning these 3 people, these 3 persons, they have reached one singular decision. Okay, so you cannot say our teams. Wrong. Why? Because they are working as a one team and we have to refer to them as a whole. So you say our team. Now, since even though there are 3 people in this team, but then since we are referring to them as a whole, we need to use plural or singular form. Clue as a whole.
Singular form.
Singular form. Thank you very much. Our team has reached to a decision, blah blah blah, full stop. Okay, so it's different if let's say you want to refer to them as the team members individually. So you cannot say our team, then you say our team members. Okay? And since you are referring to them not as a whole but individually, then you cannot use the singular form of has. You have to use have. Yes? Okay. Moving on to the next one. Tense usage. I sent the invoice yesterday. I sent the invoice yesterday. We have actually covered this part, so no worries, right? Okay, now let's move on. Articles. What are articles? And the. What are differences between these three articles? And the.
The is more
Specific, very good. And N. We use articles with nouns, by the way. Yeah, okay. So, what's the differences between and N?
and is used behind.
Behind? No, we use articles before nouns.
For and is to be used before a noun that has a vowel in it.
A vowel in it?
That has the sounds of a vowel.
What vowels?
A, E, I.
A, E, I, O, U. Very good. A, E, I, O, U. Very good. These are what we call as vowels. But then again, in English, there are some exceptions. Okay? But anyway, let's talk about the common ones first. If your nouns start with A, E, I, O, U, then you need to use N. If it starts with anything other than this, then you use easy. Okay? Information. I need an information. Now, information starts with an I, and we have already discussed that if it starts with an I, then it's true we need to start with an N. Why is it incorrect? I don't know, here is the answer. Why is it incorrect? Very good. Because information is uncountable, so you don't have to use a nor an. Okay? Now, if let's say I want a specific information, then what do I use? Which article do I use? The. Very good. I need the information about the specific thing that you maybe are discussing with your boss or your project manager. Right? Okay? Good. Now, next one. Prepositions. What are prepositions? We have preposition of time. We have preposition of place. We have preposition of a lot of things. So what are prepositions? Identify the preposition in this sentence. The incorrect sentence.
About.
About. Okay. What kind of preposition is that?
Position of detail.
No idea actually. About preposition of what tadi eh? No idea eh? Sekejap eh. Sabar. Again preposition tu. Sabar.
Jimmy, what's your phone number, Jimmy?
Okay. Understood. Okay, now let's move on to prepositions. What are prepositions? Prepositions are words like about, in, on, etc. Blah blah blah. Okay. Now let's identify the preposition in this first sentence. Where is it? Which one is it? About, very good. Okay, so the preposition here is about. Now, this sentence is actually grammatically correct. Okay, we will discuss about the plan is grammatically correct. But why is it considered as incorrect? And the correct one is when we omit, when we delete the about. Why? Very good, redundancy. Okay, now why is it redundant? Just like what we have discussed previously, when we use verbs like discuss, when we use the verbs like revert, when we use verbs like write, some preposition or majority of the prepositions, they are not needed. Okay, because when we use this kind of verb, it is already clear, it has already been implied that we will discuss regarding the plan. So, in business English, usually, I get this a lot as well, they use a lot of unnecessary preposition. Okay, so after certain verbs like discuss and revert, prepositions are not needed. Okay? Good. Now, moving on. Correct these sentences. These are the two sentences. Each employee is responsible for their work. I have emailed the details last week. What's the problem with that?
Each employee, in the first sentence, employees, there's plural.
Very good. Employees here is written in the plural form where it has been specified that we are talking about an individual employee. Okay, so the correct one is each employee without the S, without the plural form. Okay, what about the second one? What about the second one? The second one is a bit confusing actually. So what's the problem with this? Clue is the last two words, last week. Last week is implying specificity. Okay, so what kind of sentence is this? What tense is this sentence in? Present perfect, right? Okay, now what did we discuss later when it is specific? What kind of tense should we use?
Simple past.
Simple past, the past tense. So please fix this sentence, Iskandar.
I emailed the details last week.
Very good. The right one is I emailed the details last week. Done. Okay. Now let's do some of the activities. Let's do activity 1. Okay. I'll give you a few minutes to do it. Tell me when you are done. Activity 1. Oh, still going on. jawapan yang pertama I have submitted. Yang kedua apa dia punya sentence? Oh sama exactly. Third one, please refer to that ni tak payah. The information the accountable. So is the meeting have been rescheduled. Apa beza apa? Apa masalah ni? Meeting singular. So ni kena start dengan very good. Very good. Good job everyone, good job. Tadi 30 minit ni kita.
Great job.
30 minutes now.
30 minit setengah dah. Okay, alright, let's discuss. Okay, the first one. Hold on, let me get my copy. The first activity. Oh, I think someone took my first activity. Can you guys check if you have two activity one? I think it's Diamond. You have two, right? The last one. Yes. Alright. Now, the first sentence. Okay, the first and second sentence we have already discussed here. Now let's take a look at the third sentence. Please revert back by Monday. Now, what is the problem with this sentence? Very good. Why? No need. Not needed. Redundancy. Redundant. Very good. Now, fourth one. The informations are accurate. Now, what is the problem with this?
Uncountable noun.
Uncountable noun, which is information, so we cannot say, we cannot use the S. Very good. What about the R? Is that correct or incorrect?
Incorrect.
Is it correct? The information is accurate, is actually correct. We are saying that even though information is uncountable, but when we use R, we are saying that there are a lot of information. So that's how we differ between a lot or only one information. Right. Now number 5. The meeting has been rescheduled. So, what is the correct, proper email if we want to send this kind of sentence? Arif.
S.
Very good. Why, Arif? Because
the meeting is singular.
very good. Because the meeting is singular. Great. Now, part 2. Let's move on to our part 2. Grammar in context. Formal versus informal language. Now, informal, we can say, can you give me the info? But if we want to change it into its formal form, we cannot actually use can. We have to use could. Why could? Could, grammatically, logically, is actually the past tense of can, right? But then again, in formal language, could is always used even though we are in the present. Because could shows politeness. That, don't ask me why, that is the rule. Okay? Now, provide the, info here, it is very info. Even though it is a common lingo, we always use info instead of information, but then again, it is very informal. So, informal writing, you need to always write it in its whole form, in its whole words, okay? Not info, but information. Now, okay. Let's do activity number 2, I think. Let's take a look. What's the activity number 2? Activity 2. Oh, email editing, not this one, not this one. Here you go. Let's do activity number 4. Okay? I have given you a lot of informal sentences. Now change it into formal sentences. Ni dia datang nombor ni.
Change this is informal, change it to a more formal sentence.
Oh yeah, reason I. Reason I.
Jangan pandang. Orang kita sibuk. Tapi dia, yang Dr. Fauzi ni, dia orang sudah dalam set tu.
Tengok video Dr. Fauzi yang masing-masing dengan itu, dia memang sampai sedang
Pasal betul. Sending kening can change to what? Please, very good. Because we are requesting tadi. So we need to say please.
Please send it.
Kalau send, okay, send is actually quite informal. Okay, if you want to get something from the other party, we usually use provide. Please provide me, or please provide the necessary information.
In a timely manner.
And very good, can. Okay, let's do number 5 for you. Let's do number 5 for you. This is not good enough. Is that formal or informal? For sure informal, right? Okay, this is like a mother scolding their children, right? Okay, her children. Okay, so since this is pointing out a mistake, okay, we still need to be firm, but then again, we still need to be polite about it, right? Okay, we cannot say this is not good enough. So how do we say?
This performance is not adequate enough.
Very good. If you are talking about performance, yes, that sentence is perfect for it. But if let's say you are asking for some information from another company and then the information is not insufficient, not good enough, okay? So how do we tell them that that information is not good enough and we need more? First of all, even though it's not our fault, we need to apologize for disturbing them again. So you say, sorry, or I am sorry, but the information is not sufficient, or the correct one is insufficient. Very good. Okay. Moving on. Politeness strategies, we've covered this. Now, understanding common mistakes in emails and reports. Okay. Example 1. Attached is the documents you requested. Now, let's not, okay, ignore the direction. Okay, why is that first example wrong? The word is. Why? Because is referring to a singular noun, right? And what is our main noun here? The document. Very good. And since document is written in its plural form, then is should be changed to not should, must. Okay, because should is suggestion, and when there are suggestions, it's up to you whether you want to do it or not. But since we are talking about rules, then you must change it from is to are. The second one, the meeting will held on Friday. Why is that wrong? That sentence is actually incomplete. It has to be the meeting will be held on Friday. Why? Very good. Because of future. Now, since held is actually in its past participle form, and when we are talking about present or past, what do we call it? Present or past perfect forms, we need to always include the be verb. Okay. Now, be verbs are actually considered as helping verbs. Okay. Now, these helping verbs, okay, be verbs, there are a lot of examples, okay. Be verbs, we have is, okay, let's not call them be verbs, let's call them helping verbs. Okay, we have is and are, we have has, have, had, we have was and were. We have what's the other one that I wanted to show you? Be. The word be itself. Okay. Now, all of these are helping verbs, and usually when we use helping verbs, they are usually paired with another main verb. That's why the word or the name is helping verb. Okay? It is not a main verb. Main verb, the differences are, main verbs can stand alone. It is independent. Let's call it independent. Whereas helping verbs, they are dependent. When I say they are dependent, it means that they have to be paired with a main verb for it to make sense. Okay? Now let's take a look of this sentence here. No. Let's take a look of this here. The first sentence that I gave as an example. I am. Okay, let's say I am. Because we are talking about helping verbs, right? I am. Is this sentence complete? It is not complete. Why? Because am is a helping verb, and helping verb is dependent to a main verb. So, for us to make this sentence complete, we need to add one main verb, which is, let's say, I am writing an email. Let's say. Okay, now, quiz. What tense is this sentence in?
Continuous.
Continuous, why?
Because it has a helping verb
Very good.
and a gerund.
Not gerund, ing. Gerund stands alone. Without the be verb. Very good. Okay. Now, let's move on. Okay, we've discussed about redundancy. Now, oh, okay. Kita buatlah you have tulis email. Mana pen? Apa pen? Ada pen keluar? Ada. Okay, tak apa. Kalau kau nanya tulis tapi Google je lah. Okay? Ada phone ada sekalian? Phone ada? Okay, now, for our last we have talked about redundancy, we have talked about avoid miscommunication, we have talked about tenses. Now what I want you to do is I want you to write a full report for us to check together whether you have learned something from today. Okay? Now, let's write a report giving information to a company that you have completed the task. So that is your report. Now, let's go ahead and do that. This is activity number 2. Number 2. Yes, can I? Okay, let's do that. Don't forget to use articles. Don't forget to avoid unimportant or unnecessary preposition. Don't forget to use formal language. Don't forget to use politeness strategy. Okay? Make sure you use the subject verb agreement lesson that we have discussed in the today as well.
Apa uji sorry? Masih tak cukup. So orang tu, oh you guys lah yang decide to bawa balik. Bukan you dah hantar. Kena reject 22 jam tu. 22 jam. Oh dia memang tak rasa asing. Okay. Berapa dia dapat dah? Berapa lama? Oh tak tahu ya lah, tak tahu berapa. Tak tahu. Lama juga dalam review kan? Okay. Oh dah ready minit dia. Yang penting 10 minit. Tunjuk TV balik, tunjuk TV balik. Tunjuk TV balik. Itu. Tak payah dia baca je. Oh, this country writing is only here. Nice. Yeah, but you have to,
Yes, I'm just doing my first year, so next semester I'll be my second year. No, I'm a bit slow. I explained this to Veronique earlier, but I started in marketing early, but I took a year off. So after I finished my diploma, then I took a year off, then only now I'm getting back into
the education.
getting back into education.
Welcome back. Me too, I'm still a student. PhD.
Yeah, I'm a bit my peers, but I'm not bothered by it.
Me, I'm 24. I'm not bothered. Asal gelak? Asal gelak? Asal gelak? Okay lah, 25. Boleh pasal dah dia dah kasih chance sikit. Gen Z. Jangan bangun pula. Okay, lepas ni you guys ada buat presentation sikit. Okay, dia cakap you buat macam ni sebab dia cakap why. Okay, ada cerita sekarang. Tanya dia, why does this email have to be like this? Why does this email have to be like this? Like this for business education. Presentation dan kita buat sebab apa dia perlu. Alright. Okay? Alright. Presentation pada berkonten juga bukan? Wish. Jom. Saya baik kita ngomong.
That does bother me.
Any questions? Okay, panggil Tuan Hamid. Yes. Dia bosses ni. Ada kita. Okay, nanti bila Malaysia dia tahu kenapa itu macam lain seperti mereka dah settle. Yours? Very good, very good. Nanti buat presentation pasal kenapa you guna tense macam tu. Nanti kenapa you guna artikel macam tu. And kenapa you apa tadi? Redundancy tak guna. Guna tadi juga. Conclusion ni kita perlu ni. Terlupa juga. Kita buat pasal lenses tu, pasal artikel, kita buat pasal redundancy, kita buat pasal reality, ya. Kita buat balik introduction, kita paraphrase. Masih umumnya, macam ada jalan lama. Okay, let's try to do the presentation. Who wants to go first? Okay, Iskandar, you go first. I'll be sitting here and I'll be listening to your presentation of that email. Okay. Okay, let's read your email first.
So for the email I wrote, so the subject is send documents.
Very good. Okay, that's very precise, clear, very good.
Good day. I have completed the required documents and have submitted them to the secretary.
Right.
The invoice will come later in the day. Should there be any required inquiries, I will be elated to answer them in a follow-up email.
Very good.
Best regards, yes.
Very good. Iskandar started with a strong and clear subject. Started with his greetings and then he ended it with his warm wishes, right? Your best regards. Very good. That is very formal. Okay, why did you choose to write your email like this?
So for the first sentence, I chose to write them in a compound sentence, which is like two parts. Where
Right.
The first sentence is completed the required documents.
Right.
So this is to tell that the documents I was tasked to do have been completed.
Very good.
And the second part is the submission part of it. So not only have I already completed the documents, but I also have submitted it.
Very
And
good.
in case if to give it more clarity, I said specifically at the end that I submitted them to the secretary. So if they ask where the documents is, they can refer to
Very
it.
good.
And then the invoice, which is the usual payment
Mhm.
needed. So usually there will be an invoice in the mail. So I specifically stated that the invoice should come later in the day. So by the time I send this email, I would be doing this. This invoice would be sent at a later time.
Very good.
And then in the third sentence, should there be any inquiries, I would be elated to answer them in a follow-up email. So if there is any this is just to show politeness in the sense that I will be willing to answer any questions, and this is why I use the word would be elated.
Very, very good, Iskandar. Good job, Iskandar. Okay, you will come back to your seat. Next one, Mr. German. Let's go.
Okay, saya membaca email.
Yeah.
Okay, dear Miss Wilda, I hope you are doing well. I would like to inform you that the task you assigned to me yesterday has been successfully completed. I have ensured that all requirements have been fulfilled and the final output has been submitted via email. Please feel free to let me know if any future revision or clarification is needed. I am happy to assist. Thank you for your task and guidance. Best regards, Jaime.
Very good, German. Okay, why? Okay, now explain your email.
First, because politeness, I want make my message respectful.
Yes.
For example, I hope you are doing well,
Very good.
and please feel free to let me know. Secondly is clarity. For example, I would like to inform you.
Very good.
And thirdly is formality, which, for example, use formal title is James Wilda. And the last one is tone for collaboration. For example, I'm happy to assist and thank you for the guidance. That's all.
Very good, Mr. German. Okay, we go with this seat. Okay, last one, Mr. Arif.
Okay, the subject is the task completion confirmation, and this is my email. Miss Atika, I hope this message finds you well. I am writing to inform you that I have completed the task assigned by the company. Please let me know if there are any additional steps required or if further clarification is needed. Thank you for the opportunity, and I look forward for your feedback.
Very
Best regards, Aki.
Very good. Okay, explain.
Okay, first of all, I would like to highlight the subject line, which is the task completion confirmation. It's more focusing on the purpose. It quickly tell the readers what the email is about, and then this is important because the business professional often skim subject line
Very
to
good.
prioritize their inbox. And the next thing is what I make on my highlight is the opening line, which is the politeness, which I hope this message finds you well. The purpose of this thing is the polite, and it also bring the tone of the email, which is in the polite situation,
Very good.
and it also help create a friendly tone before jumping to the main message, and also can conclude the standard in many business culture. So that's all for me.
Alright. Good job, everyone. Okay. Okay. So, very good. Now, as we have discussed,
presentation, we need to always have a clear subject. Okay, as Arif has mentioned, Arif Hakimi has mentioned, usually even here in UTEM or even here in my organization, we always skim through our emails based on the subject itself. Okay, so if your email is not of importance, then we would always just ignore it. Okay, so the subject is usually the first thing that you need to focus on to make sure that the other party understand or accept the importance of it. Okay, and then after that we need to always start with our greetings. Okay, greetings who, blah blah blah, and then after that would be our message. But for our message, we need to include politeness strategy. We need to include clarity. We need to include. We need to avoid redundancy. So this is where you avoid unnecessary preposition. This is where you use words like could and would and should, please, those kind of things. And this is where you need to make sure that you maintain a parallel structure as we have discussed before. Okay, for example, if let's say this is just an example, okay, if you use the word writing, you cannot, the second word be listen. Because why? It is not parallel. If the first verb you use ing, then the second one needs to be ing as well. Okay? This is where we focus on coherence. Okay? Read, writing, listening, speaking. If you don't want to use ing, then all needs to be in their root word. Write, listen, speak. Yes, this is to ensure we maintain parallel structure. Okay? Okay, and then after that, once we have written a clear message, what do we need to do? We need to end it with a closing remark. Very good. And usually we need to have a closing statement. For example, this is where we show our politeness. We use the politeness strategy as well. We say thank you for your time. Thank you for taking this into consideration. Thank you for taking the time to write or read this email. Things like that. Okay. As Malaysians, we are very polite, right? Whenever someone says thank you, we say thank you back. Okay? So, it is still the same thing when we are writing the email. Okay? Always start with the greeting and always end with the thank you. Even though you are the boss, you are the manager. Always acknowledge and appreciate your staff members or your colleagues. Okay, and then usually in an email you will have your signature. Wirda Shamira, lecturer, trainer, my organization, my phone number, and things like that. Full stop. Okay? Any questions? Okay, ask questions. All the verbs. Any questions? Good question. Modal verbs. Okay. Now, what are modal verbs? Modal verbs are actually one of the helping verbs as well. Okay. So, modal verbs are words like can, will, yes, considered as modal, should. Now, good question, Arif. When you use modal verbs, okay, what modal verbs, are they independent or are they dependent? Like I said, they are dependent. Very good. They are dependent. They are dependent to what? To the main verb. Very good. Okay. Now, when we use modal verb, the main verb has to always be in its root form. For example, you cannot say can write. Wrong. Write is actually in its singular form, right? When you use modal verb, it should always be in its root form. Can write. Will inform. Is this correct? No, it is not. Why? Very good. Inform is in its past tense. When we use modal verb, it needs to always be in its root form. Will inform. Can write. Should do. Be well. Things like that. Okay? Alright.